Okay, so actually, I don't know if it still stays on the screen. Okay, so as I said before, why can't I remember? Now I'm recording and now it sounds dumb. Now should have your audio. If your audio is in one piece, you might want to break it apart. So first thing you want to make sure is that your audio is not the main line, but is underneath the main line. So notice if I put it here, it's going to highlight the blue. We actually don't want it there. We want it to put it underneath. So if this, you might want to shrink down your line just a little bit. So it's a little bit more broken up. Why is it being so large still? And let me stretch this out because I don't think I've got enough room down here. Try and get it underneath your main line. And you'll notice it doesn't pop up as something big, it'll pop up as something little. Actually, it's still not doing it for the main line. Okay, so you might want to drop a video in first and then add your audio underneath. Because you don't want the audio to be the main line because it's going to be really hard to cut up. Once you've got it like this, if you go over here where it has this mouse key, if you pull it down, you can do a blade. And the blade does what you think it does, it cuts things apart. So what you most likely want to do is find your poem, find a good place to cut it, and then snap it apart. Once it's snapped apart, you can separate it so that you can time it out a little bit better. So that you've now got some space there, so it's not up against each other. So that you can space it out like our sample poem did. Questions about that? So you're going to want to put a video in first and then put your audio underneath. Or, so think about what video you want to match with that audio. Questions, comments, confusions? Remember, you don't have to start directly with your audio. Remember, our sample film started way into the song. We had about 20 minutes of music and video before we actually had any poems read. So you can do the same thing. Remember, this is about creating the feel of the poem. This isn't all about recitation. Recitation is part of it, getting that voiceover is part of it, but we're trying to get the ultimate feel over it. Can I have you guys stop talking over me while I'm giving instruction about something that you need to do in, I don't know, 5 minutes? Thank you. And that is now permanently in this. Good. Okay, questions about that? Second thing, if you want to add subtitles, you go up to the top of your screen where it has this T, and underneath titles, you can then pull titles. I suggest you don't use the 3D ones. They tend to be a little bit too much. If you want to be like the one that we saw, you're going to want to look for one at the bottom. So I'm trying to think of a good one that puts something on the bottom. This one's not a bad one to use. So you'll notice once you put it in, you'll see the words at the bottom, and they'll fade in. To change the words, just double-click, and you'll just say, words of poem here. Please don't actually write words of poem. Write the actual words of your poem. And then you can probably get rid of that second line by just double-clicking and deleting. Yep, and you can also do it to the right if you want to. So over here is also the stuff. And you can do that over there. Questions, comments, confusions? Okay, so those are the basics, guys. We've got about 40 minutes to finish up. I'm going to pause.